Welcome to Highway. What? Are you lonesome tonight? No, never. Whenever you come to Germany, please try a Bratswagen, a big sausage. This is no time for sausages. Let's play the bagpipe time. If we're gonna break out of here, we're gotta go now.
Hey John, shall I start with the first words in Hey Jude?
Do what you want, Paul.
A 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, babadoo, bop, 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 boo, boo, boo. Absolutely brilliant.
Would anyone like to dance?
I won't mind having a go, lass.
So beautiful. That's when the heartaches begin.
Remember to take your medication every day, otherwise you'll go quite balmy.
Silence.
If only, David, you'd put a bit of custard cream on top of the cake, you would have picked and been best for the best chef of the year award.
Jeff, he's picked the ball up, he's run the whole length of the pitch, he's beat 6 players over the bar again. That's the 10th time he's done that, Jeff. Let's go over to Cammy. Cammy, what's the score at Burnley?
Burnley? Oh, I'm in bed, Jeff. I've got my underpants on.
Helicopter overhead, Doc. Well done.
Yes, can I help you? Yes, you got 2 crates of beer, 4 champagnes, and 16 bottles of wine. No, it's not this one. It's 7 Downing Street, just across the road. All the footballers and managers are going to Saudi Arabia. It's the money. It's that bloody Hammer mob years ago. Money. I told you before, Joey. I warned you. Do not touch my Caprizona. Caprizona.
1, 2. I can't get no satisfaction.
I think that was Mick Jagger, you know. It was Mick Jagger. Look at him. I've got the brakes on my neck because I threw the boomerang and it come back and hit me back on the neck again. Silly bugger.
With thousands in attendance and millions watching around the world, here's Johnny.
1, 2, 3, what's the matter you? Hey, got no respect. Hey, what do you think you do? Hey, why you look so sad? Hey, it's not so bad. Hey, it's a nicer place. Shut up in your face. That's great. We're gonna do the best this time. I bet. Hey, what's the matter you? Hey, got no respect. Hey, what do you think you do? Hey, why you look so sad? Hey, it's not so bad. Hey, it's a nicer place. Shut up in your face. Okay, one time for mama, everybody. What's the matter you? Hey, got no respect. Hey, what do you think you do? Hey, why you look so sad? Hey, it's not so bad. Hey, it's a nicer place. Shut up in your face.
Welcome to the Johnny Ward Radio Show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in each week. I love you all. We've got a great show for you this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have got football. We have got Wimbledon. We have got line one. Who is it?
It's me, John, David.
Hello, David. How's it going? You work for the government now, don't you?
Yeah, John. Oh, you won't believe what I've done. Well, you know I've got a job there. I'm an activist, but I've got a job there in the government, and they want me to look for activists like a spy, you know. Yeah, that's right, John. Oh, John, it's so funny.
The thing is, David, you're going to get caught here. You're an activist yourself. You're working for the government, and they want you to expose. So you're working as a double spy.
That's right, John. I really am a James Bond. I'm not missing about. David Bond, you know, the activist. The thing is, John, is that I know loads of activists. I know what's going on, and especially Wimbledon this week.
Oh no, not nothing to do with that yesterday.
Yes, John. Yeah, you know the bloke who threw all the jigsaw bits all on the courts. Yeah, that was my Uncle Len. Oh no. Yeah. Oh. I mean, I couldn't grass him up, could I? You know, I'm a double spy, John.
So that's your uncle? Your uncle?
Yeah.
And how old is Uncle Len?
He's 67.
Oh, God. And has he been an activist all his life?
No, he was just bored and he bought himself a Wimbledon jigsaw puzzle and he thought of me because I'd rung him up earlier. He said, how's the job going? And I said, all right. And he said, oh, I've got an idea here. And then he ran on the bloody run on the bloody place on the lawn, and he got his and he threw it all over everyone. David, that is bloody. David, that was terrible. I know, but it was funny, John. David, I'm sorry, David. Don't fall out with me over this. My name's David Bond. See you next week.
Well, that's David, ladies and gentlemen. He's certainly going to end up in prison very, very shortly. My next guest, ladies and gentlemen, is Danny Griffin, and apparently there's some breaking news in Scottish People this week. So let's go over to Danny. Now, Danny, what is this breaking news? Well, Johnny, after many, many years... Don't tell me it's not the Loch Ness Monster. You've not caught it. Well, Johnny, that's what I was going to say to you. I believe that just 2 hours ago, we have caught the Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Monster was spotted high in the lochs of near Killiecrankie, and he has been seen. It's a white-skinned, at least 7 to 8 feet tall or long. Well, that's not very big for a start, Danny, is it? John, don't put us down. We have caught something, and it's been observed for the last 2 weeks. Its body was embroiled round a trawler that was in the waters at the time, and they tried to turn the engine off, but it pulled and pulled the trawler for some 2 or 3 miles in the loch. Bloody hell, it must be very, very strong. Well, after stopping the trawler, we managed to put tarpaulins over it, and it's with us. It's been with us for over 2 hours now. We're trying to find out the extent whether it really is, John, the Loch Ness Monster. So, have you got any pictures of it? No, Johnny, we haven't got no pictures at the moment. There's never no picture. Give me a chance to sort this out, and I'll be with you in about any time now. Right, Johnny, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to get back to you now. It's just been confirmed it's not the Loch Ness Monster. Oh, God's sake, how many more times are you going to say you've caught it and you haven't? Well, who is it then? What is it? Is it a monster, is it? Is it still alive? Oh, it's certainly alive. Duncan Ferguson, who used to play for Rangers and Everton. It was him. He was up in the lochs on a week's holiday, just fishing on his own. He used to bathe in the loch, naked, and everybody thought that he was the Loch Ness Monster. He broke out of the tarpaulin himself. He's a very strong man. He shouted at us, and you would have thought, Johnny, that he was the Loch Ness Monster. But I'm afraid he's not, and he's going absolutely berserk at the moment. I believe he's going to sue us. Well, I should imagine he showed his bloody sunbathing up there, and you're putting it about to the world that he's the Loch Ness Monster. He was a great centre forward and scored many goals. Lost a lot of teeth, but he scored many goals. Well, Danny, thank you very, very much. I know it's not just the ending you wanted. You really wanted to catch the Loch Ness Monster. You probably got the nearest to it with Duncan. But, ladies and gentlemen, Danny Griffin, and it's Scottish People. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, former weatherman Boomer, who has now taken over a very successful bar in the Houses of Parliament. Amazing, Boomer. How's it going? Well, it's going very well, Johnny. What I've done this week, I'm put in for a licence to have a nightclub here after 10 o'clock. Bloody nightclub in the House of Commons. Yes, I think that would be good. Normally, in the House of Commons, to get anything, it takes about 2 or 3 years. All the old biddies and the grey-haired men, it takes them 2 or 3 years to sort it out because half of them fall asleep. But this time, I got the licence in 1 week. So the bar starts on Friday. And are you being very, very successful in selling all your booze? Oh, the booze is normally gone by about 11 o'clock in the House of Commons. They get drunk all the time. The women get drunk, the men get drunk. And what I have done as well, I'm doing very, very well. I have opened up a hotel here for when they all get drunk to save them driving home. It's called the Sleep It Off Hotel. And that is right at the bottom in the bunker, in the bottom of the Houses of Parliament, where Guy Fawkes was, so they can all sleep it off there, get up the next day, go in that chamber where that bloke shouts out order, whatever it bloody is, and they can all have a big shout and get their tempers out of the way. I mean, you've done extremely well, Boomer, since you've been here. I mean, you've obviously made a lot of money. Yes, I make a lot of money, but not like this mob in here. And all of them, no matter who they are, for the Sleep It Over Hotel, £5 a night. You know, to sleep in the West End of London costs you £200 a night. They get everything cheap, and they get like £1 million a week, all of them. Well, lots of celebrities have been here because I got like I said, the nightclub starts tonight at about 10 o'clock. I've got Mick Jagger coming in with the Rolling Stones. He's going to play live. And guess who I walked in the bar today? I've got no idea. Was it a famous person? It was Sleepy Joe Biden, because he is over in England. And before he got to the bar, he fell over 6 times. And Johnny, he not even had a bloody drink yet. What's it like when he had a drink? Ladies and gentlemen, Boma, I hope you do very well. And we'll see you next week, Boma. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Johnny.
What's the matter, you? Hey, got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Ah, shut up with your face. Mama, she said it all of the time. What's the matter, you? Hey, got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Ah, shut up with your face.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special football special this week. As you know, it was a great game over the weekend where England under-21s beat Spain. They won on a penalty, and the goalkeeper, Trafford, pulled off a couple of great saves. Well, I've got a great guest here who was manager of the England team for a number of years, and it's Roy Hodgson. Roy, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much, Johnny.
And what I'd like to say to you, Roy, what did you think of that fantastic win? You know, first time in, was it 39 years?
Well, I think you have to look, Johnny, at how the game went. You know, I mean, the actual penalty, not the penalty, the free kick before the game. That was something that I planned when I was working for the England team. I worked out that.
So you're saying that free kick, when we scored, it hit other English player on the back and deflected into the goal. That was down to you.
Very, very much it was. It was something that I planned. I told the player who was taking the free kick at the time. I don't want to say names because all of them, to me, are one team. So the player who took the free kick, he told the other player who was in the wall to just bend down when he kicks it. And as he bent down, it hit him on the back. We tried that many, many times in training over in St George's Park, and many times it worked, but it never worked for me when I was in a game, so obviously it's been passed on to the under-21 manager.
Well, I think really, I'm not being funny, Roy, but you seem to be taking the credit for the 1-0 win.
Well, let me just go on a bit further, John. I was very, very comfortable with the goalkeeper, Trafford, and I did coach him on a number of occasions, and I told him if a penalty is going to be taken, always dive to the right, and if you do save it, get out there quickly and kick it out. And that's exactly what he did. So yes, John, I do take credit for that fantastic win on the weekend.
But Roy, I'm sorry.
Well, what do you mean keep saying Roy?
Look, Roy. You're trying to take credit for something and you wasn't even there, all right? You was at England. I don't know. You've been in about 5 clubs the last couple of years and they've all been relegated.
Well, I don't like the tone of your voice. So if you don't shut your gob, we'll end up having.
No, Roy, stop!
No, go talk to me. I'm 75 years. Oh, stop!
I'm sorry about that, Roy, but it wasn't me who started the fight. It was you.
Well, you antagonised me, and that's what happens. But now let's forget this. Shake hands. Shake hands. Yes.
Right, Roy. What I'd like to say: are you on the lookout for another job at the moment?
Well, yes. I think I've had a couple of inquiries. Oh my God! What did you say? No, nothing, Roy. I was just saying, yeah. So you think you might get the job? Well, I've been asked to do the Venezuela job. I've been asked to run a team in Saudi Arabia. Oh, blimey! What? What did you? No, Roy! Don't talk to me like that. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Roy Hodgson. Thank you, Roy. Thank you very much, Johnny. It's been a pleasure. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Boxing World and my favourite guest, John Fury. John, thank you very much for coming to the studios at the Ritz Hotel. You like it here, don't you?
Well, Johnny, I do. It's a lovely location. I've been in the Ritz Hotel a couple of times for tea, but your studios at the top is fantastic. So it's yes, I always love coming here, John.
Now, John, I've been hearing...
What do you mean? What have you been hearing? Hearing what?
Well, just little things. Tell me if I'm wrong. I've heard that you're looking to go in the jungle next year for I'm a Celebrity.
Well, I don't know where you got that from, John, but yes, I would like to go in there.
Don't you think it'd be a bit, be a bit too close for you because you do...
What are you trying to say? That I flare up a bit? I flare up and start trouble? Is that what you're trying to say, John? I don't like the tone of your...
John, I'm sorry. I do apologize.
Well, you should apologise. I've come in here to this show every bloody week, and all I get is rubbish from you.
John, all I've heard is that you want to go to I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
Well, I do want to go there, John, because I want to prove that I'm a real man. And to jump out on that building, right at the top, I wouldn't come back. You just go out there and do it, and bounce up and down on your trampoline and whatever.
But could you manage all that time in the jungle, John? Wouldn't people upset you?
Let me tell you something, John. I don't mess about. And I will take my top off to any man who starts in that jungle. And I mean it. If they want a one-on-one fight,
but if you start that, John, you won't get your money and they'll send you home.
Well, that's up to them. I've told them what I'm like. I'm true to their faces, so it's entirely up to them.
But say you get someone in there you don't really like. I mean, say Deontay Wilder. Say Deontay Wilder.
John, don't talk so stupid. He's not going to be in it, you idiot. So don't talk about stupid things. I'm talking about normal people who's on our television, on Emmerdale, on bloody Carnation Street. They are proper people. They are proper people, and they know what life's all about. But I could eat them bugs. I could go under the water. I would go down that big chute, and I would be at the top in about 5 seconds. Because none of them can beat me. I'm 60 years old, and I'm a gypsy king, and I'm a fighter, John.
Well, John, I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to seeing you on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Another thing, John, what I've just heard, I believe that you're trying to get on Love Island next year.
That's right, John. That's right. As you know, my son was on it. He was on it, and he got very successful. He's still with his girlfriend now.
But are you married, John? Or
Yes, I'm married, but I feel in life that women should let men have a month off and do exactly what they want. And I think that's a very good idea. It takes the tension out of the marriage, and it gives a bit of space, and then you can come back and enjoy yourself with your wife.
So you're just saying have a break, all men, for a month and go to Love Island, and there'll be all nice women in it?
Well, it can't be the Love Island that you're watching at the moment. It's got to be a Love Island for the over 60s. I mean, that would be... That would be about my stamp, I think. And it would be lovely going in there, having a cup of tea and speaking. And if any of them lads in there, if they're the same age as me, they want to start or nick my bird in there, or my woman, there's going to be trouble. And I would smash them to pieces and smash... I really...
John, can you calm...
No, John, I won't calm down. Now, shut your gump, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, John, I've got to cut it short here. Ladies and gentlemen, the great John Fury. Thanks, John.
Thank you very much, John.
Line 2, who is that?
It's Roger.
Oh, hello, Roger. How are you? Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick brief of Roger. Roger did live in a flat in Hackney, but he's now living in Frogmorton Cottage. King Charles has let him live there for the rest of his days, so he's doing quite well there. So, Roger, what's happening?
There's been some really good improvements in my life.
What do you mean? What's happened?
Well, I get on very well now with the King and King Charles, and he said to me that... I don't know whether he read all the things in the paper about Harry, his son Harry. He may want a lot of money off him, and he may be the future king. But what he said is he's going to adopt me.
The King Charles is going to adopt you?
Yes, he's decided that no one can find my papers where I was born and everything. So he's going to adopt me, and when he adopts me, that will knock Harry out of the line becoming king, and I will be probably after William. I could be the king.
You could be the king, but you was living in a flat in Hackney a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, but that's how life can change, John. So, hopefully, it will sort itself out, and I will be, I could be the next future king of this country.
Well, that's amazing, Roger. Roger, all what you've been through, writing songs for Oasis and Elton John and people like that, amazing. I wish you the best, Roger.
I've got to go, Johnny. The king's coming now. I'm going to is it down the West End, fitting up for a suit. I've not wear a suit, John, in about 40 years.
Well, you enjoy yourself, and we look forward to seeing you. Get the crown put on your nut. Okay, that's Roger, ladies and gentlemen. Roger always rings in every week. He's a lovely man, and he's doing very well for himself now. Thank you, Roger. Well, that's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic line 3. Who is it?
It's me, Nigel, from Monaco.
Hello, Nigel. How are you?
What do you mean, how am I? How am I? You've just been talking to that nutter.
What nutter?
Roger, who's going to be the king of England. How can he be the king of England? He's never worked a day in a...
Now, don't... Every time you ring up, it's to try and put Roger down.
Put him down?
You live in Monaco with your hotels. You've never even been over it for 6 months. You only come over here when it stops raining.
No, listen, I've got to put up... I'm an Englishman and I was born in Kent, right? And I've got to put up in the future knowing that this Roger... Bloody Roger from Hackney is going to be the King of England, and Charles is just as mad as him as well. I've had enough of you all.
Cool, he's upset, isn't he? It must be me today. They're really having a go at everyone today, aren't they? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you watched the show. Listen to the show. I'll get it right one day. And we're on the same time next week. Okay, so what we're going to do now, the show is going to go on Twitter and there'll be a link to YouTube. Please listen in. I'm getting a lot of good figures lately. Yes, including my wife. So, as I normally say to everyone, ladies and gentlemen, shut up your face!
1, 2, 3, what's the matter you? Hey, got no respect. Hey, what do you think you do? Hey, why you look so sad? Hey, it's not so bad. Hey, it's a nicer place. Shut up your face. That's great. We're gonna do the best this time. I bet. Hey, what's the matter you? Hey, got no respect. Hey, what do you think you do? Hey, why you look so sad? Hey, it's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Shut up.